Consider the function f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. It's more of a question, paper 2 style question. The graph of y equals 5x is shown in the diagram. The vertex of the graph has, so the vertex is a local minimum and has coordinates 0.5 and negative 12.5. The graph intersects the x-axis at 2 points, negative 2, 0 and p 0. First question says find the value of p. So we know that the axis of symmetry of this parabola passes through the vertex. And the vertex is 0.5, so this is when x is 0.5, we have that axis of symmetry. The reason for needing that is now we can work out this distance, and that's going to be negative 2 to 0 plus 0.5, that distance is 2.5. So p must be 2.5 plus 0.5, so p is equal to 2.5 plus 0.5, p equals 3. Just going to tidy my diagram up a little bit because I'm coming back to it shortly, I think. 5b, find the value of a, b, and c. Well, a, b, and c are coming from this function here. It's this function here, ax squared plus bx plus c. We now have three values. We have an 0.5, negative 12.5, which is one input-output pair. We have another, and we know what p is now, so we can substitute this value in. So we have f of negative 2, an input of negative 2 gives us an output of 0. An input, these don't necessarily relate to A, B, and C at this minute. I'm just using this space. Normally you would have to do this in a booklet. 3, 0, which is our P. 3 goes in, 0 comes out. And our last value is 0.5. The function is 0.5. The output is negative 12.5. Now that I have these input-output values, I can substitute those values into the function. So we have, I'll do it in black, we have a times by negative 2 squared plus b times negative 2 plus c equals 0. So this becomes rewritten. The second one is going to be a 3 squared, sorry, a times 3 squared, b plus b times 3 plus c, that also equals 0. And finally, a of 0.5 squared plus b of 0.5 plus c equals negative 12.5. We have three linear equations, or a system of linear equations, so we're going to reach for the calculator and we're going to go to Scratchpad. We're going to go to Menu, Algebra, Solve System of Linear Equations. We have three equations, so let's change that to 3, and we're going to change that to a, b, c, just so when we know our inputs, we get the same representation on the calculator. We just have to input these values here into our LinSolve, but I'm going to tidy it up a little bit. 4 is negative 2 squared, and we're going to multiply that by a. We're going to minus 2b, we're going to add c, and that equals 0. Next, 9a plus 3b plus c, that also equals 0. And 0.5 squared is 0.25, 25a plus 0.5b plus c, and that equals negative 12.5. So now we have values for a of a equals 2, b equals negative 2, and c equals negative 12. Tells us this value is going to be negative 12, and then we can probably use the rest later. Write down the equation of the axis of symmetry of the graph. Well, we use that for the earlier question, so that's going to be x equals 0.5. And then that's the end of that question.